Perfect. So today uh, we are going to start with master data in PP. I'll tell you how exactly we're gonna start the session and how the rest of our session will be. First of all, I'll be explaining you the list of details. Whatever I'm teaching you will be printed in this Excel. I'll type it in Excel and I'll keep on explaining you. And this Excel will be shared with you or by the team. The organizing team will give all the details about the data I'm just presenting here. Apart from that, the details, the PPT or some training materials will be shared by the organizing team. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
cool. So I'm not going to present any PPT and go theoretical. This is a live interaction session. So we write down each and every step that we are learning every day, and that will be explained theoretically as well as in system.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the plan. Do you have any doubts on it? See, before we cover the master data, I'd like to give a basics about SAP. What is SAP and how there are a couple of prerequisites we have to understand when we start learning SAP. See, whenever you say SAP, most of them say it as SAP. It is not SAP. It is an SAP. The reason behind this terminology is like SAP is it's an unethical word which denotes an irrespective person to human. So that's why we are calling it as SAP. So you might have vast knowledge on ERP, or at least when you're in shop floor, you would have got a lot of prerequisites with dependent team like fellow colleagues, right? So that's where ERP comes into picture. So when we say SAP, it's on systems, applications, and product in data processing, which is different kinds of systems, different applications, and products which are used in the data processing methodologies. Okay. So this SAP has been founded by an MNC, IBM employees, MNCs on 1972, and still we are this SAP is in market. And today SAP is the number one ERP tool in terms of stability. There are a lot of ERPs in the market, and when you say the stability and number of domains you can accommodate in an ERP, SAP stands number one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Um, Apart from that, the evolution of SAP. See, SAP has been started with a version name of R3. R3 means R1. Sorry, it's an R1, which is single tier architecture where application server, your database, and your presentation, the UI that you see. So everything was in a single box. And later they have moved to R2, which is application and DB in single phase, I mean single box, and presentation layer in a different box. Then they moved to R3. All three has been moved to in different boxes. When we say boxes, it's a different service. Whenever you come to IT, when you deal with the software, we have to very clear on three different items. One is application. Application is nothing but the code that is running behind the screen. That is application. And second one is on database, which is called DB. Database is where all the data has been stored when you process something on the application. And third layer is on UI, so user interface. User interface defines how exactly the end user like you, me. For SAP, we are the end users. Anyone who's using SAP is an end user. So we all see a screen, right? So those screens are called UI. So this three is a very basic terminology when we start working with an softwares, because these will be keep on discussing in inside the session. So once R3 is done, they came up with a new version called ECC, and post ECC they have different versions of ECC. I can give an document maybe when we share a document with you. you will get to know what exactly the different versions we have. There
Okay.
are a lot of versions in ECC. When we say ECC, it's an ERP central component. That is ECC, SAP ECC. All these have a prefix called SAP. SAP R1, SAP ECC, R2, R3. Okay, and later at fine stage, what SAP does is they have moved to HANA only on the DB. Rest all, the application was same. It was an ECC, but the database alone they moved to HANA. HANA is nothing but there are different types of database like SQL database, non-SQL, Postgres. You might have heard about them, right? When you're in your college, on your second year of degree, all these words you might have heard. MongoDB, NoSQL, SQL, MySQL. So similar to that, HANA is a database name of a database where the method of processing data is pretty different than other databases.
Does ECC have also multiple choice database?
Yeah, when it comes to ECC, there are it's up to the client requirement. We have IBM DBs, we have Oracle DB,
Okay.
so any database we can use it. When it comes to the later stages, we have a restriction. I'll tell you. So later, um SAP has introduced S4 HANA,
Mm.
which is both your application as well as DB falls in HANA. So from this S4 HANA, we don't have choice to go with any other database. We have to stick with SAP's HANA database.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Perfect. And SAP offers us something called SAP best practice. There is something called SAP best practice, which means SAP. See, it's a big ERP, right? So when you start with implementation, we don't know what exactly we have to use because we have hell lot of modules, hell lot of features in it. So SAP, what does SAP do is they've created something called best practice, and they have listed down each and every prerequisite. If you are implementing SAP for an automobile manufacturing, then they have set of data, they have set of prerequisites that has to be implemented before you start building you start doing the configuration. So these are available only from S4 HANA. We don't have these in any of the early, but we had, but it's up to us. We have to define our own. But SAP started providing this best practice from S4 HANA versions. And SAP release, it was three different versions every year. They'll keep on improvising their products thrice a year. Now it has been limited to one. It is not yet officially confirmed, but there is some discussion. Any application we work, it needs an improvisation over a period of time. So when it comes to ERPs, any ERPs, definitely there are a lot of improvisation has will keep on running. So they have certain time limit. It is not that every whenever we decide to go live with the new features, it is not possible. So SAP's timeline is three times a year. Every quarter, they will provide the updates, and who are using S4, they can S4 HANA, they can utilize those features. Or now they're going with 1 year, I believe. I can give that right information moving forward in upcoming sessions. So this is
Okay.
at the high level of SAP. There are a lot of informations like who developed SAP, it's an FI IBM employees. See, these are self-study. We are not covering that because we have a lot of more important stuff to learn in SAP. So please, apart from the session today, I'll be suggesting you to Google what is SAP, basics of SAP. Okay,
Sure.
those are self-explanatory, and I don't want to cover it here because it will be very kiddie kind of classes. Cool. So, do you have any doubts on what is SAP now?
No, it is clear. So far, so good.
Perfect. Okay, let's jump to ERP. See, ERP is nothing but it's an cluster of modules, cluster of domains, I mean, cluster of team together in one single platform. When you have worked as a shop floor supervisor or production supervisor, to produce your material, to produce your finished good, you need a raw materials, right? So those raw materials will come from a different team, and the planning of raw materials, someone who do an procurement of raw materials from a different team, right? So dependency on each modules has been solved in this ERP, where you can have a single platform. Every user will have access to see what is happening across team. What are the purchase requisitions has been created. Let's say today you are. I'm just confused. Like, which domain you team are working now? What kind of manufacturing process it is?
Process
Sorry,
process team of.
can
Hello.
you repeat?
Can you come again? Question.
What kind of manufacturing you are doing it today in your shop floor?
Uh, product wise, product wise manufacturing.
Yeah, no, no.
We,
I'm just understanding it's an automobile or consumables or medical.
paper industry.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I remember. Okay, paper industry.
Mm.
Cool. So, when it comes to paper industry, you will start producing your finished good, right? To do your finished good, you need a lot of raw materials. Those raw materials will be you will be giving the list of details. Hey, these are the raw materials I need to produce this much of finished good. So when we don't have ERP, those will be on the letter format or paper format or text format in some social medium, right, or private medium. So to overcome this, to have a visibility on everyone about the procurement process, production process, sales process, the requirement that comes in from a customer, we go with ERP.
Okay.
Cool. So SAP has a lot of modules. Let's start with SAP SCM. See, there are lot of modules. I'll just list down few. So material management, who handles all end-to-end material handling process. Okay, and production planning handles end-to-end shop floor activity as well as planning activity, planning of production. And PM deals with plant maintenance. They have some set of procedures to work with. QM deals with quality management. SD deals with sales and distribution, which is your sale orders, handling sale orders, delivering the orders to customers, creating a delivery note, make sure that product has been reached to customers, receiving an acknowledgement from the customer for the product receipt, creating an invoice, so such kind of activity. Then FI, it's finance, deals with invoice processing and rest of the financial details. There are a lot of master data we have to get it from different modules. So even finance team will help us on some of the details. CO is controlling, which defines the end-to-end org structure of an SAP, of a company in an SAP. They create a lot of the controlling parameters for an financial flow. It is not just with customer financial flow, it is for internal financial flow as well. When we say internal financial flow, if we are running a machine today for 24 hours, the electricity that consumed for the machine, the labor cost, the tools that we are using, and the coolant we are using, electricity on the shop floor or across. So all these details will be managed by the CO team, controlling team, and these are the primary modules. I'll just say SAP primary. Without this module, these modules, we cannot implement SAP and ABAP. ABAP is nothing but a technical module. See, these all are functional, and this ABAP alone a technical module, which is a coding process, where every time you create a production order, you have to print a production order, right? So to print a production order, we have to do certain codings in the SAP for the format that we are expecting. So to do that, we will be seeking ABAP support.
Okay.
So is that clear?
Yeah, yeah, clear.
Great. So ABAP stands for Advanced Business Application Programming. So this stands for ABAP, Material Management, Production Planning, Plant Maintenance, Quality Management, Sales and Distribution, Finance and Controlling, and ABAP. Apart from that, there are couple of advanced modules in SAP, which is called APO, Advanced Planning and Optimization. Advanced planning and optimization is part of production planning, where in production planning we do execution and the planning part happens in APO. So APO is an dedicated system similar to SAP. Today we are logging in into this SAP, right? Say there is some servers. See, this is a server where you double click and enter your login details, right? Similar to that, there will be one more system, and that will be an APO system. To communicate data between these two systems, we have an interface.
Okay.
Okay, so that interface is called PIPO. Mr. mentioned here, PIPO, process integration and process orchestration. So process integration orchestration, what they do is they will help us to integrate the systems. See, sometimes SAP communicate with a machine, or SAP communicate with a different SAP system, right? To make sure the data flow between two different systems, we use this PIPO module. So the team who works in this module will help us to build a bridge between the systems. And the next one is called IBP. It's an integrated business processing, which is again an advanced feature of APO. This tool is used for planning. Dedicatedly, it is used for planning of an uh, production, or planning of the demand for a company, or planning with help of sales forecast and customer. There are a lot of campaigns runs, right? So with all those details, these IBP will help us to uh, plan the data. Okay.
Yes.
And we have something called Ariba. Ariba is a procurement tool, which is an advanced tool of In Ariba, we can, it's again a different system, so it's a new system where we can, the system will hold end-to-end vendor master. So whatever, see, today in your industry, you will procure materials from different companies, right? There are a lot of vendors support you on supply of raw materials or any subcontracting process. So all these data will be maintained in this Ariba on high level.
It is a
Sometimes,
global. Sorry to interrupt you. It is a global platform for vendors, which is connected to purchase or
exactly, exactly, yeah. Even customers can have their access and see what's happening.
so.
See, these are, see, whenever we speak about advanced modules, this is not mandatory. Whatever, see, whatever APO does, it can be achieved in PP as well. But still, if the business process expands and the quantity of data expands, we will go with a dedicated system.
Okay.
Without Ariba, we can handle whatever we have in Ariba. It can be handled in but when it comes to a big industry and a lot of data, then we'll go with a dedicated system.
Basically, it is based upon the large scale of data, means globally, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the
Large scale of
primary
data as well as number of plant we have.
number of plants. Okay. So basically, primary is for only within the plant, and we can say that Ariba or APO, they are only best for more than one plants or globally, you can say.
No, 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 not that way. Let's take an example. Today, let's say I have an industry called ABC. ABC manufacturing I have. So ABC manufacturing has around 10 plants across globe. Okay, and in each plant, okay, altogether in 10 plants have more than 5,000 products or 50,000 products to be manufactured. When I say 50,000 products I can manufacture, I'll be having literally 2 to 3 lakh of raw materials. right?
Sure.
First, we try to, there is a set of process we do in SAP called system study. When we do a system study, if we can accommodate all these data in PP module, I will not go with APO.
Okay.
If this is adaptable on PP, then I'll not go with APO. Sometimes out of 10 plans, I have a big scope of planning alone, so there is a dedicated team who sits and plan my sales. There is an large board of meeting happens for an planning of my finished good. All my finished goods are very sensitive. It has to be reported to the government saying that hey, these are the materials I've consumed when it comes to chemical industry. So such kind of critical critical situation, we go with dedicated system to make sure nothing goes wrong.
Okay.
Now you can understand when we use APO and when we use PP, right? If the client's requirement cannot be fulfilled in PP, and if it can fulfill in APO, we go for it. And these are the factors that says, hey, I couldn't fulfill my requirement in PP. I need APO. And again, APO has lot of modules in it. Is that clear?
Yeah, yeah, clear.
Cool. And now there is something called CPI. CPI is nothing but Cloud Platform Integration, which is an advanced of API PO. Uh, CPI, what happens is the term derives better the cloud platform integration. Now this S4 HANA has been moved to cloud, so we don't have an on-premise. At least from the latest version, we don't have on-premise. It is purely a cloud. What happens is like I have my you know what is cloud, right? Cloud is nothing but a virtual server that is hosted at somewhere on the world, and with an 199.9% of internet connectivity and zero downtime. It will be up all the time. So that is cloud. So everything has been hosted in cloud. There is no dependency on power failure, no dependency on system performance, no dependency on my battery issue on my laptop, nothing. If you have a mobile, you can work on it. That's the specialty of cloud. When it say cloud, I have couple of other applications also integrating with my SAP. Or let's say I need a mobile application to view my production orders. So we can build a mobile application through any technology, mobile application development technology like React or Flutter or something else, and that can be integrated with SAP through this CPI module. Here in PIPO, you cannot communicate with mobile apps, so the CPI can do it. Now you understand the reason for advanced module, right?
Yeah.
Something that I cannot do with PIPO, but I need it, so we can do with CPI.
Okay.
So this is a good example, and this falls for everyone here, all the modules here. And apart from this, we have Hybris, we have the hell lot of modules in SAP. There are a lot and lot of modules. When we start learning PP in depth, we will get to know the different modules that we will be interacting with them.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll in S4 HANA, there is a quick update happen. PP and APO has been merged together. Some part of APO has been integrated in the same system. Earlier, what it was like, SAP is a different system, and I mean, let's say SAP S4 ECC and SAP APO. See, this too was a different system. As I said here, you can see the server here, right? My SAP server screen.
Mm.
This server redirects me to SAP S4, and there will be one more server which directs me to SAP APO. Now,
Okay.
this two has been combined in a single server in S4. but still we have dedicated team to work on. For APO, there is an APO consultants who will work with it, and PP, we are the PP consultants, we work with it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's an good announcement we have done. Still, IBP is an different system. So IBP is an different server, and PP APO is in single server. As a PP consultant, you should know the structure. PP and APO is in a single server, and IBP is a dedicated new server. Okay, this is the high level of SAP. You should details of SAP you should know before we start our session. So, any questions from this? Any kind of question can be very basic or it can be very tough questions. Feel free to speak with me. I can give enough information that I have.
Okay. No, sir. You can proceed.
Awesome. Okay, let's jump to SAP Master Data. As I said earlier, to start with SAP PP. What is SAP Master Data? Master Data is nothing but the data that you need to run a transaction, to run a process flow. Master Data, the list of data you need to achieve a process flow, PP process flow. That is master data. And second one is on transactional data. Transactional data is nothing but the data that you need to fulfill a process flow. Let's take an example. When we say production planning process flow, say the basic process flow for production planning is first you need to create planned order, then production order. I am not speaking about SAP, but in common terms, I'm saying.
Yes.
Then you will release the production order, and the next one will be capacity planning and material capacity and material availability, not planning. Availability check, production execution, and FG moves to inventory management or warehouse, production order closes. So this is a basic production flow that we handle in the shop floor. So do you have, am I missing something else that falls in your industry? I can add it.
No, it's good.
Okay. So to achieve this PP flow, we need some set of data, right? When you say you need to create and planned orders, to create a planned order, first of all, you need a finished good, right? So for finished good, you will be creating the planned orders. So finished good is an master data. Creating a finished good is an master data, and you need the components.
Okay.
Creating components is a master data, and you need once you do this two, once you have these two data available in the system, we are good. Next, like mapping of this finished good to the components, we call this bill of materials. Bill of materials. And when it comes to production order, when you create a production order, you have to think about machines. What are the machines you have? And you have to think about routing. So how my orders should pass through. I might have different kind of machines. First, my order has to go to machine A, and then machine B, and machine C. So this routing process I have to do. So this again falls under master data. These are the prerequisites or dependencies.
Sure, sure.
Okay. And to release a process order, we can say it's a common term. We are not dependent on anything. And capacity and material availability check. To do this, we need these two details again. And to do and production execution, you need to get an data like what is the warehouse number you have to get the stock from, what is then storage location, and what is my plant I have to draw my raw materials,
Okay.
and where I have to store my product in the shop floor. So these are transactional data.
Okay.
Okay, something that helps you to initiate a process, initiate your PP flow is called as master data. Something that helps you to do a transition over this process is called transactional data. Okay, so when
Yes.
we start learning the session, you will get more information about this master data and transaction. You will get more clarity about this too.
Sure.
Okay, so first we will be starting with master data. First, let's start with master data. What are the master data available for SAP? First one is material master, where we deal with finished good, semi-finished goods, raw materials, and other material types like consumables and rest all kind of material types, packing materials, and every material types will be covered here. In SAP, what we do, the SAP terminology for finished good is FERT. We don't say as FG, we call it as FERT. And for semi-finished, we call it as HALB. And for raw materials, we call as ROH. For consumables, we call it as VRP. I think VRP is for packing, and so on.
Okay, sir.
So all these details falls in material master. And second one is on bill of material. Once you create a material, we have to structure it, which is bill of material. Bill of material will have end-to-end data about the product structure. There are a lot of difference in bill of materials, like single level material. So when we speak about bill of material, we have different types of bill of material. One is single level, multi-level. Multi-level is nothing but there will be an finished good. We call it as FERT. Inside FERT, we'll be having HALB one and HALB two. Inside this HALB, we will be having ROH one, ROH two. So something like this, the multi-level of bomb. And this alone we call a single level, or this alone we call it a single level.
Okay.
And there are a lot more details about bill of materials as well. I can give you details when we see in the system. And third one is on work center. Work center is nothing but your machines, your PRTs, process resource tools, the measuring equipments, all the stuff, and human labor. So these are work centers.
PRT
In
stands for.
process resource tools, which is your calibration tools.
Okay.
Let's say you are in an industry where you create a grinding process. You have to find the stability of an I mean the surface thickness of a material, or you have to find the surface hardness of a material as an quality check. So this PRT comes into picture. You might have studied in your mechanical graduation.
Mm.
So PRT, the surface hardening machine.
Sure.
There's a material. There's a paper. I forgot it. There's a paper for this. Oh, cool. And the next one will be on routing. So routing stands for your process flow. how exactly my process flow should happen. Operation one is a is an a tool setup. Operation two is my uh, tool cleaning. Operation three is my um, um, facing process. Such kind of information we define in this routing.
Okay.
And fifth one is on production version. Production version is nothing but you will be combining the bill of material plus routing. Whenever you work for an company, let's say I'll be having two different bombs with a different component quality. When you go for an uh, laptop, sometimes you can see two different laptops with the same structure, but some will have keyboard backlight, some will not have the keyboard backlight, right?
Sure.
So such kind of industry, what they do is they will create multiple bill of materials for single material. So one single first bill of material will have a keyboard with a backlight, and second will have a keyboard without backlight.
Okay.
Or let's say keyboard with premium quality and keyboard with medium quality and keyboard with low quality. The governments are providing us the laptops, right? So they will not have a good quality of keyboards or good quality of screens. So this can be achieved with creating multiple bill of material for a single effort. And the routing process throughout it is same. We are not modifying the routing process, right? So when I say I have my bill of material one, which is high, like it's an we can call it as uh, premium quality, and my bill of material 2 is my medium quality, and BOM 3 is my low grade. Now what I have to do is I have to produce this material, I have to produce my finished code, and here all my operations are same. So my routing is same, routing one. Okay, I'm not doing any modification here. Now I'll be getting orders from different customers saying that today Ashish, he works for an let's take an example. I'm not just blaming anyone, just giving an example. Ashish is working for an US based industry, and definitely they are top in the class. So they'll give orders in the sense like, hey, I need an finished code with a premium quality of components in it. That time what I do is I'll map this BOM1 and routing
Routing.
one.
Okay.
Tomorrow Prabhakar, he's working for a government and the government budget is very less. They don't want to go with a premium quality, but they want a product. So at that time I create bomb 3 with routing 1. So this is the use of production version.
Okay. So according to need, we route the things with the quality of bombs, like our recipes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
It is both bill of material as well as your routing. Sometimes what happens is like uh, when we go for a heat treatment process, there are if you go to a paint industry, there are different type of heating process they do. In routing one, they have high defined machines like the time that consumed for heating process. Let's say I have to heat my product in 100 degrees Celsius, and if I go with my machine A is a premium imported machine which takes 5 minutes to complete the process.
Okay.
And my machine one, and my machine two, it takes 15 minutes to do it in to do my 100 degrees Celsius. It's my maybe the local made machine or some other machines that I export from China or something. Now, and see here there is a difference of cost, right? If you consume, if you do an manufacturing process in 5 minutes, obviously the cost of machine to be included in each part that you manufacture. So
Mm.
when you go with machine one, the cost of the product will be increased.
Sure.
When I go with machine two, if the customer says, hey, I'm fine with low grade, but also I'm fine, I don't have any timeline, you can give the product at your own pace, then we definitely go with this one, because my production cost is way lower than my machine one when I go
Sure.
with machine two. So I'll adopt that. So now what I do is I'll go with routing two, which has my machine two. So this is how the production version works. We are mapping them. Is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
Great. So material master, bill of material, work center, and production version. I'll add a
That's
quick
all for
column
master
here.
data.
These are the master data for production planning.
Okay.
I'll tell you, whenever we deal with SAP, I'm just going to SAP screen. See, in SAP, there are two different ways that you can reach to create a material master. First, let's start with the material master. Okay. Uh, by default, there is a transaction called SPRO. Take a note.
Yeah.
From now, you need paper and pen. So I'll be giving a lot of T codes and table names. I need
You,
you to take a note of it.
we have
So
already, sir. Don't worry.
SPRO. Oh, that's great. So SPRO, if you hit enter, you will get the screen in which SAP reference image. So you have to go inside this SAP reference image. So here you can find the whole lot of modules that we have in this SAP system.
Okay.
End-to-end modules, financial accounting, financial in supply chain, multi-bank converters, connectors, and in the bottom you can see sales and distribution, material management, GRC. GRC is a dedicated module. Logistic execution, it's a part of and warehouse management, quality management, transport management is a module. And if I scroll down, here we have production. Production, we have all our data here. And production for process industry is something like I'll tell you what exactly the process industry is. And if you see here advanced planning, so advanced planning will have the details of APO. Here we do this APO activity.
Okay.
And if you go down time management, payroll, and SAP banking, public sector management, all these are different modules.
Okay.
Okay. If I want to create a material, I can go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG. Then in the bottom, I can see material management. I'll go here, general settings of material management. Give me a sec. I'll show you where is production. So that'll be good example. If I go to production, I can see a lot of details here. In basic data, I can see bill of materials, work centers, routings, right? So here, if I go control data, these speaks about the configuration part. And when we need to create an wait, I'll give an okay. So this slash n will take you to the home screen.
Okay.
Wherever you are, if you enter slash n, it will take you to home screen. And here you have SAP EC access. You can click on SAP EC access, and in the bottom you can see logistics. In
Sure.
logistics, we have production, master data, and material master, material, create, and here you have create material master. If you double click on this, it will take you to the material creation screen, create material screen. Instead doing the whole piece of chunk, what you can do is just enter mm01. It will directly take you here. So we call it as T codes, transactional codes. And the
Okay.
one that we see in SP, RO, these are for configuration. To create a material, there are a lot of prerequisites we have to do, which is done by material master team, material management team. They'll go here and they do all kind of configurations. Let's take an example, uh, MM01. Here I need to create my material. So I can give any material name, IFERT underscore 001. Here I have to select my industry sector. I have a lot of details here. Every time there will be some code before this. If you don't see that code, you can go to settings option. Am I audible? I think I
Yes,
lost my.
yes.
Okay, cool. And in the interaction visualization one, there is something called control. Take a screenshot of this. Definitely, you will be you have to do it in your system as well. If you enable this checkbox, you will get those keys. I'll show you what keys it is. Settings and interaction design visualization one, and in controls you have this key. It has to be checked. Apply and
Sure.
OK. Now, if you select the drop down, you can see the codings, right?
Hmm.
These codes are unique. This description cannot be unique. You can have two description for same code, same industry sector. So it is always preferable to go reference with the unique codes.
Okay.
Now I'll say I'm creating an finished good for industry called mechanical engineering. To select this mechanical engineering, I have to create it. So
There is an
industry
option.
sector is an sorry.
Sure, it will. There is an option for paper.
We can create one if not. These are IDES, right?
Hmm. Okay.
Is an IDES, so we don't have IDES in the sense it's an test demo system from SAP. We might not
Okay.
have, but if need, we can create it. But in your SAP system, they might have created
Okay.
the existing one. You have ECC, right? In ECC, they might have created one. So you have to select this mechanical engineering. This is a master data for material management team. They have to create it in SPRO screen. Then only it will populate here. And material type, as I said, FERT. See, this FERT is selectable from drop down, and the material master team, material management team has to create it from their master data. Once they do it, then only we can select this. So for
Okay.
material management team, these are the master data.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'll say FERT. So this how this is the dependency of master data for different team. So in SPRO, you can do all this configuration, the creation of industry sector, material type, and in MM01 or in /n, you can see the pathway to create a process flow. Right? You can either go with the process flow or simply enter /n mm01. The reason for /n here is on same screen I'll be getting the mm01 screen. let's
Okay.
say let's say if I hit enter on the same screen, it will change the different it will go to the mm01. If I say /o and mm01, it will create a new screen for me. The screen still exists. The screen still exists. It will
Hmm.
create a new screen. That is slash O.
Sure.
Clear?
Sure.
Okay. Let's go to our Excel. So T codes for material master are MM01 to create a material master, MM02 for change any data in the material master, MM03 is to display the material master, and CS01 for create, CS02 for change, CS03 for display, and same for
Work center.
CR. For work center it is CR, and for routing it is CA. CA01, CA02, CA03. And for production version, it's simple C2 to 3. In single transaction, we can do change, edit all this data.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Let's jump to material master now. So from now I'll take the session to SAP.
Okay.
So I'll hit MM01. Here is where I have to create my material. FERT PK Prabhakar _001. So for the reference, I'll create all in my name, so you can take a reference whenever you work on.
Okay, sir.
FERT PK _001. So now I'll say my industry sector as mechanical engineering, and my material type is FERT. Once I give all these details, I can I can hit enter. Here we have something called change number. Change number is nothing but over a period of time you need a different uh, details in the material master to be enabled. Let's say today, no, let's not confuse now. For change number, there is a dedicated topic I'll explain you.
Okay,
Let's
sir.
park this for now, okay? And this copy from material is nothing but already I have an finished good, and for this finished good, I need to copy all the data. Whatever I have in my, let's take an example. I already have effort underscore pk underscore 00. I have this material in my system, and everything in this has to be copied here. In that case, I'll be entering the material number here, okay, and hit enter. So it says no external number assignment possible for material type finished good str, which means this number we cannot enter it. No external number assignment. The system will propose us the finished good number for this material type. It can be configured. Material master team will configure this kind of data. When we create an help, we can do it. It will allow us. For finished good, in this system they have the configuration. We can either we can change that configuration or we can live with it. Depends on the client's requirement. Okay. So now I'm not giving any data on the material name. I'll say FERT. Now without any details on the top, I'll hit enter. So it will allow me. So this is screen 2. In screen 2, we have different views available. Views, okay. Views are nothing but to create a material, there are more than 1,000 fields available in SAP system.
1,000.
Fields, 1,000
Okay.
plus fields, okay. Fields are nothing but like unit of measure is a field, description of a material is a field, like all these fields are available in SAP, more than 1,000 plus. All 1,000 plus cannot shown in a single screen, right? See, few might be for SD team, few might for material master team, few might for costing team, few might for production planning. So what they have done is they are segregating all these with views. So views that are applicable for PP is basic data 1, Basic data 2. Basic data 1 and 2 is common across all the module. Without this two view, we cannot create a material. And for common, I'll say common. And for PP, you need MRP 1, 2, 3, 4, work scheduling view, work scheduling view, and that's it. So these are primary views that we need for PP. When I go to
Okay.
SAP screen, you can see it here. MRP 1, 2, 3, 4, and if I scroll down, I will have work scheduling. Here it is, work scheduling. So these five views are mandatory for an production planning. Without this five, we cannot create a production order.
Okay.
And these rest of the views, it is somewhere the name defines better. Like basic data one and two, definitely. Whenever you create a new material, without this two, you cannot create it. And sales org one, two, sales data plan is for sales and S&D, sales and distribution team, and purchasing is for procurement team, and advanced planning is for APO. APO, I told you, right? In S4 HANA, they have implemented APO in PP. So
Okay.
APO, if you have APO module enabled in your system, we can select advanced planning. And forecast is for forecast-based planning. We'll be collecting the future data, future consumption data, past consumption data in this view, and general plan data 1 2, this for inventory management. They enter the storage level details here. And in the warehouse management, the WM team, okay, I missed this WM here. Here there is one more module called WM, warehouse management. So warehouse management will have this too, and quality management, if QM is implemented, QM is will be selected, and accounting, costing. So accounting is for FI, costing is for controlling team. Okay, so all these 1,000+ fields has been segregated on module wise, and it is displayed here. Now let's go and a quick introduction about basic data one, 2, 3, 4, forecasting in general. I'm giving an a high level overview how exactly these looks. But whenever you create a material, just go with basic data 1, 2, MRP 1, 2, 3, 4, work scheduling, accounting one, costing one.
Okay.
Okay, I'll hit enter. So once you hit enter, it will ask for the plant. See, whenever you create a material, it should be on a plant, right? So which
Okay.
plant we are creating a material. So plants are nothing but it's an hierarchy. I can give here. The hierarchy will be company, company code, plant, storage location, and warehouse. This is the hierarchy. Whenever you create a new system, when we have a new system from SAP, finance team will create the company and company code, and material management team will, FICO will create this too. Plant will be created by team. Storage location will be created by team. The warehouse management will be WM team. So once all these people complete their work, they will hand over the system to us to create a material.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Now I'll jump here. So plant, let's take an example of, they have created a lot of plants. Let's take an example of the 001. Any reference we can take it, not a big deal. And storage location, let's take 001, 0001. And warehouse, see, if warehouse management is implemented, we can enter the warehouse number. If not, let's forget about it. Let's not, we are not requested to enter it. And when you have a warehouse number, uh, see, for a plant, we have storage location, right? The same way for warehouse number, there is something called storage type. So this two is not important now as we don't have warehouse implemented, WM model implemented. I'll hit enter. It will take me to my basic data one screen. So basic, these are the fields I was speaking about. So first is description. If you have this check mark, the tick mark, that is mandatory field. I'll say
Okay.
A4 paper 100 numbers. So let this my first finished code. So I'll say my basic int of measure will be piece. There are a lot of details we have. We can select piece here, PC, and material group is nothing but material management team will segregate their different types of material groups according to the nature of material. These are not for us. A whole piece of fields, whatever we see here, is for material management team. As we are setting up the material management work, we just enter the basic unit of measure alone. Nothing we enter here. Maybe if you have your material master team or in your ECC system, you can go to any material and check the basic data one. You will have whole most of the details are entered here, like material group, lab and office, this item category, weight, weight unit. All these details will be entered.
So the all details are entered by PP team.
No, material master team.
Okay.
This is not for us. MRP 1, 2, 3, 4 is, and whereas work scheduling is alone, we enter the data. As of now, we don't have material management team with us to support. We are creating this views as well.
No, actually, what I'm asking is,
Um,
whenever suppose that I'm going to create a material master for any substance,
mhm.
so I okay, material master is created by PP team or MM team?
team.
MM team. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay,
I'll
okay.
tell you
Proceed.
the process. I'll tell you. Whenever you need to create a material, what happens is material team will create basic data one, basic data two, purchasing view. This three will be created by them. And FICO, and they will get some information from FICO team about the center, cost center, and price for an material and valuation class. There is a field called valuation class. These three details the material master team will get from finance team and enter in the system. Once it is done, they will hand over to PP team. So PPV
Okay,
will create MRP 1, 2, 3, 4 work scheduling. Once we are done, we will hand over to, if APO is implemented, we'll give to APO team. They will create advanced planning.
okay,
Once it is done, they will hand over to warehouse management team and they will enter this piece. Which one I'll show you. See, warehouse management 1 and 2. This two will
hmm,
be entered by WM team. Warehouse management 1 and 2. Once it is done, it will be handed over to QM team. QM team will do the quality management view. See,
okay,
this is how an team will be discussing to create a material master. Unfortunately, whenever we go with an uh, new implementation, we don't do it in this way. We will be having a dedicated team called data migration team. So data migration team, what they do is they will have an Excel template. In S4 HANA, in S4 system, there is a template available. They can go directly. There is a module called SAP Data Migration Cockpit.
okay,
If they go to this data migration cockpit, data migration team will do it. If they go to data migration cockpit, they can download an Excel. That Excel will have end-to-end fields that we need for a material master, and that will be rolled out to all the teams. They will give the Excel sheet in a shared folder wherever in Microsoft in shared drive. They'll put the shared drive and they'll request all the leads to update the data. Let's take an example. The template looks like uh, material number, description. Sorry for the typo. It's just an unit of
It's
measure, MRP type, and so on. They'll be having more than let's say more than 1,000 plus fields, right? So everything will be listed in this. And when it comes to PP, we have to enter only this. Whatever relevant
okay.
for us, we will be entering, and we will say, hey, we are done with it. And material
Okay.
master team,
Okay, there are
go ahead.
several columns, but the respective fields are filled by respective departments. है ना?
Exactly, right.
Okay.
So once everyone has entered the data, what happens is like this data migration team will take this Excel and they will upload in the system. The system will fetch all the data from the Excel and it will create material in the background. That's how
Okay.
it will happen in a real time. So suddenly, if nobody will create a material in the system because there is a dedicated R&D team for it. We have to get approval from them, but we have to know how material can be created in the system,
Okay.
right? Uh, I'll tell you the go live how exactly the real time data will be, real time process flow will be. There are a couple of teams, like whenever a project starts there'll be an uh, call as functional team where all modules come into picture: PP, QM, WM, MM, all modules. And data migration team,
Sure.
they are responsible for all master data to be uploaded in the system. This functional team is for configuration,
Sure.
that is for data creation,
Hmm.
and testing team, they implement the test process.
Okay.
HP ALM is a tool. Now we have SAP ALM. There are different tools where we use for testing. So this team will handle it. There will be an PMO team who handles the Jira or any project management tool. The whole project management will be handled by a team called PMO team. So these are the teams involved in an SAP implementation, and we are part of functional team and a module called PP.
Okay.
Okay. So now you
Sure.
can have the high level information, right? Not just us do the implementation. There is just 1% of the implementation is done by you and me. Rest 99% is shared across with this whole team.
Okay. This is only 1%.
Sorry.
No, no.
Sorry, I'm not hearing it properly.
So no, I'm not talking to you.
Oh, okay, okay, cool. So this 1% is what we do in an SAP implementation.
Okay.
Okay. And you know how the materials will be created in real time, right? Even when you go live, see, when you start your S4 HANA transition, you will not go and create the material master using this T code. So you will, the data migration team will give you an Excel sheet and you'll be filling the Excel and they will just upload the data.
Okay.
When it
From
comes to
where?
you, sorry,
From from where we can upload the data?
um, no, no, what the data migration team will give you an Excel file. They can share it with you over email, or if you are using, are you using Microsoft Teams in your office?
Yeah, exactly.
Then you have something called SharePoint. They will upload that Excel file in the SharePoint, and all
Mhm.
the team can go and update the data. Once all the team updates the data, they will download the file and they'll upload in the SAP.
No, actually, I'm asking about how Excel sheet is uploaded in SAP.
That is not for us. That's for data migration team. Let me try to get it. It's an T code is cockpit. Give, give me a sec. Actually, I forgot the T code name. That's an data migration team module. Data
Okay,
migration
okay,
module. I can show you. Not a big deal. I think no, 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 no. Actually, they don't have it in IMG. They have an URL to do it. DM data migration cockpit is not available in GUI.
okay.
We have something called Fieri apps, right?
Fairy apps. Yeah, I know about fairy
Do you know
apps.
Fieri apps? Yeah. Through
Yeah.
Fieri apps, they will access the data migration cockpit. Let me just
Okay.
take a real quick. Just give me 1 minute. Data migration cockpit. It's a good question. Like we have to know it. Let me try this LTMC. Ah, that's cool. We got it.
Okay. So
LTMC is the T code where
MC
it will
MC.
take us LTMC.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
this is the data migration cockpit.
Okay.
What happens here? They'll go and create when you see this has been redirect to an browser. We don't have something in GUI. So here
Okay.
they enter the data. Here they select which how they have to transfer data from file, and they have some IDs and generate new mass transfer ID. And they click on if they click on create, it will create something like this. They are
Okay.
doing in business partner load. If they go here, see you have the documents.
Sure.
They'll upload it here, and they will start the process flow, and it will keep on giving you the percentage somewhere on bottom.
Sure.
So this is called data migration cockpit. Any data that we create in the system, it will never happen with T codes. So data migration team has to approve it, and they'll be creating it.
Okay.
Okay, but still we need to know how exactly those materials are created directly in the system. Or
Okay. Okay.
tomorrow if they ask you to change something, you can go and you can get enough information or approvals from your leads and go to mm02 and create it. When you go to mm02 in production system, you cannot simply use your login. There is something called firefighter ID. When you do any changes in production system, they will give you an dedicated ID. You have to go into that ID and do the changes in the production system.
Okay.
Um, that's an implementation methodology. Definitely your team will let you know about it. So I'm not going to cover those information here because it's a huge description. If we take the session, it will take more than 2 3 hours.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
And basic data 1, we enter this, click on the basic data 2. Again, we have some information here. We are not entering anything on the screen, but this view is mandate. Simply we have to enter the description. Description will keep on dragging from the basic data 1. Whatever you entered here, it will keep on popping up.
Okay.
And if you scroll right, see here for MRP we have a radio button, right, which is called
Sure.
selected views. These are not selected views.
Okay.
So whatever views you have selected in the previous screen, you can see this radio button. So now we are in MRP1 view. See MRP1 view in the sense material requirement planning 1.
Sure.
I'll just click here. Okay, this is material requirement planning 1. Here, whatever data that you have entered in previous views, that will drag it here. That
Okay.
will be copied here, and plant that you have entered in the selection screen, and here rest of the details we have to enter. MRP type. What is MRP type? MRP type defines whether this material has to go has to be considered for an material requirement planning. In SAP, the process flow is like this is a common process flow, production process flow. SAP PP flow, I'll tell you. What we do is first we create an PIR, purchase independent requirement in MD61 transaction. Second one is planned orders. Third is production order. Fourth one is MRP run in MD02.
Okay.
Fifth one is on production order release, CO02. Sixth step is on production order confirmation. Seventh step on goods receipt, MIGO is an T code, and production order confirmation, CO11N. Here we have something called goods issue, MIGO. Confirmation, goods receipt, INS TECO. TECO is nothing but technically closure of an production order, then
Sure.
order settlement. So this is the process flow we have in SAP.
Okay.
In MD61, we create the planning. Let's say for July, I have to produce 10 quantity of finished good, 20 quantity of finished good. For July, August, I have to create 50 quantity. Such kind of planning is done in MD61, planned independent requirement, which is PIR.
Okay.
With reference to this, we will be having the, okay, I'll cut this from here. Okay. Then once I create the plan, I'll do an MRP run. This MRP run, what it does is MRP run in the sense it's a background job that runs in the system using this T code. This will start creating the planned orders for me. Automatically, this will be created in the system. This will create a planned order. This will create purchase requisition for ROH, planned orders for finished good and HALB. So this MRP run will create a planned orders for finished good and semi-finished and purchase requisitions for ROH. Once the purchase requisition is created, purchasing will team will convert this to purchase order and they will go with their process flow. And PP, what we do is with the planned orders, we convert it as production orders. Once production order is created, we do an production order release. During this production order release, we check the capacity planning and material availability. So because these ROH to be procured by team, right? Once they procure and store it in the inventory, we do a material availability check. Once this check is done, we do a goods issue. Goods issue is nothing but moving the stock from inventory management to shop floor, the raw materials.
Okay.
ROH movement from inventory management to shop floor, and we do the production order confirmation. Nothing but today you are producing two components or two finished good, and you enter in the system saying that hey, I have completed two, which will be and completion of process. And goods receipt is nothing but FERT, finished good, is moving from shop floor to inventory management or WM, warehouse management, depends.
Okay.
If WM is implemented, it go to WM or an IM, then TECO, then order settlement. TECO is nothing but once all the process is done, we have completed the production order 100%, we set an TECO indicator, technically completion indicator, which means nobody can change the order. They cannot go and say, hey, I did something, I have to add a cost to an production order, or I have to change the bill of material. Nothing can be done once this TECO is done. And next one is order settlement, which will calculate the consumption of materials, consumption of work center utilization, human, I mean, labor cost, everything will be captured, and it will propose us what is my total cost acquired for this production order.
Sure.
Okay. So to do this, here we have MRP run, right? To consider this material in MRP run, we have to make sure we set an indicator called PD. PD, which is MRP type, which is allowed considered in MRP. If you set ND, this material will not be considered for MRP. Let's take an example. When you deal with consumables, let's say the waste cloth or grease or something, see those will not be planned in the material. They'll buy it bulk, right? So they'll call it as bulk procurement. That's a totally different concept, uh, which is not consumed in the material planning process. Irrespective of process they do, production they do, they will start keep on consuming those items: waste cloths, screws, bolts, pens, papers, all those items. For an they call it as consumables, right? For those consumable material, when you create it, you will select ND. Okay. And there are other options like replenishment based planning, which is like whenever an MRP runs, it will go and check the safety stock. If the safety stock level is less than what we have, it will replenish, it will automatically create an procurement purchase order, or it will trigger a notification for a purchase order, I mean purchasing team. And manual reorder point, automatic reorder point. So these are different types that indicates how exactly the system should behave for this material.
Sure.
So now we'll be focusing on PD. So when I say it is PD, this material is considered for MRP run. If you set ND and you go, and I'll show you that MRP screen, how does it looks. MD02. So this is how the screen looks like. It's loading. This is how the screen looks like. If I go and enter this product and I say hit enter, it will say enter and planter map. Okay, let me give a number. It will say material so and so does not exist in plant because we have not yet created. We are just creating the material, right? If you set ND and run an MRP type, it will say this material is not allowed for planning.
Okay.
You can try it out. You can try this kind of combinations. And if I go bottom, okay, let's start from here. Okay, from general data, basic unit of measure is unit of measure for this material. An MRP group is nothing but there are a lot of configurations that we can create in the system, and that can be grouped together as an MRP group, and we can enter the MRP group here. If you do so, most of the configurations and most of the items that we don't need to enter here, everything will be pulled from this MRP group. This is a next level for PP, but now we are not discussing about MRP group. But keep in mind that MRP group is a key which holds couple of configuration. So to utilize all those configuration, we simply call the MRP group, enter the MRP group here. So this material will act accordingly. And purchasing group, this is for purchasing team. If this is a procurable material, purchasing material, we enter the purchasing group. Purchasing group is nothing but kind of a production supervisor. who's responsible for the procurement process. I mean, the procurement of this material. ABC indicator is nothing but it defines the severity of a material. There are, if you just hold it, if you hit F4 or if you hit the icon here, it will show you whether it is a low significant material or high priority material or medium. We can define it. And plant specific material status. Plant specific material status is nothing but if you set 01, this material cannot be used on procurement. If you set 02, this cannot be used in the bill of material. Such kind of restriction we can do it. This is a status for a material, this material. This can be configured, and the material master team is responsible for this configuration. Based on their needs, they will configure the steps here, the status here. Maybe if we have any dedicated status for this material, we can let them know. We have to prepare a document saying, hey, I need this kind of plant specific status for the material. If you prepare a document with valid justification, they will create that status for you and you can utilize it. And valid from is nothing but from when this material should be considered in the system. You can create a material. If I say 0107 July 2024, if I enter this material will be considered in the system only after this date. Pre-planning activity, we can say. Then MRP type is nothing but whether this material to be considered in MRP or not. Reorder point, let's say I define as 100. When the 100, when the stock is hitting 100, I have a stock of 1000 and I have 100 here. When the material, we start consuming this material, right, for our customer orders. When the customer order, when we start consuming the material from 1000, once it hit 100, it will create a planned order. It will create a reorder point for us. And planning cycle, it's an planning cycle is nothing but like how exactly the I'm sorry. They don't have any value for now. So you have help option here, which will describe about what exactly this field is. With F1, you can reach the screen. See, planning cycle is like sometimes what happens is like these materials cannot be planned on December's, we can say. So we have an planning cycle saying that start time and end time, and only on those planning time we can utilize this material. The restriction of material on a season specific. When it comes to an ice cream industry, we can set this planning cycle. Hey, my this material has to be planned only from the Feb to April now or May, June. So on my rainy season, I'm not going to produce this. Or some there will be some forecast, right, saying that hey, this material will be will be in high peak on this month. So such kind of planning cycles can be created and mapped accordingly. An MRP controller is nothing but person who is responsible for the MRP. So there's again the names. You can enter, you can create an MRP controller in the configuration, and you can assign it here. So next time, whenever, let's take an example, if Shashi is an MRP controller for 10 or 15 materials, they'll create something in your name and they'll enter it here. Whenever they want to see what are the materials that you're handling, they can go to a table and they'll just enter the. Oh man, give me a sec. Just give me 1 minute. Let me connect the charger. Let me finish this. If they want to see what are the materials falls under Shashi, they can go to the table and enter the MRP controller number and execute. It will give the whole list of material numbers that is assigned to you.
Sure.
Okay, let me get my charger. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. So this is MRP controller. And moving down, lot size procedure. Lot size procedure is nothing but uh, how you have to create a planned orders. Let's take an example. See, I'll explain you two different lots here, which is commonly used. Lot for lot order quantity, fixed order quantity. I have a material. Give me a sec. I'll create one more sheet for MRP1, MRP view. I have a uh, material A, material A, which is which I have to create in 100 quantity. I have to create a planned order for 100 quantity. Okay, and my MRP type for this is okay. My MRP type is PD. My lot size is EX. If my lot size is EX, which is clearly mentioned as lot for lot order quantity, whatever quantity that is my requirement, if my requirement is 100 quantity, my after my MRP run, my planned order quantity will be 100. This for lot. Whatever lot I'm planning, I'm just planning. It will be created in the planned order. Let's take same example for FX. In FX, you will define fixed. FX is nothing but fixed order quantity. In fixed order quantity, you have a fixed lot size here, right? Fixed lot size is nothing but I'll say here, I'll just mention if I see the fixed lot size. If I say this is fixed lot size fx and my fixed lot size is 20, what system does is the maximum quantity for a planned order is 20. In this case, in the first case, planned order 1 PL order 1 will have 100 quantity. In my second case, my first planned order 1 will have 20 quantity. My planned order 2 will have 20 quantity. In the same way, I'll be getting 5 different planned orders. Is it clear what is the difference between EX and FX?
Yeah.
Okay. And even in EX, you can define minimum lot size and maximum lot size. Same way, we have something called replenish for a coverage requirement, replenish for maximum stock, month lot size. There are a lot of features available based on the client's requirement. We use it, but this is the basics of lot size. How exactly the lot size should be. If I say EX and if I have my minimum lot as uh, if I say replenishment, let's take an example here of replenishment to H1 and or I'll say EX, my lot for lot 100, and say my minimum lot is 10 and my maximum lot is 100. In this case, if I create an if I have a plan of 100 instead of this 100, if I have 200, what system does is first planned order is for 100 quantity because that's my maximum lot size, and planned order 2 will have 100 quantity. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So lot size, minimum lot size, maximum lot size, fixed lot size are more important when we deal with how exactly we have to procure a material or plan a material. This plays a major role in all the industry. And maximum stock level. It's again, if I say 1,000, more than 1,000, it will not plan for my stock. It will not plan any purchase request, not planned orders. And these are like LS independent cost, storage cost code. It is not for us. This comes from storage like MM team. They'll have some values here. And the next part that we have to cover is assembly scrap. Assembly scrap is nothing but for finished good, we enter this assembly scrap. There are two different scraps. One is assembly scrap and component scrap. I'll explain you in detail what exactly these both are in the upcoming session. Because
Okay.
assembly scrap will increase the finished order quantity. Like if you create a production order for 10 quantity with assembly scrap as 10%, when you create a production order, excuse me, when you create a production order, the quantity will be 11 instead of 10. This 10% of assembly scrap will be added in it. And then everything we'll be discussing in upcoming sessions when we start working on the production orders. So rounding profile is nothing but rounding of an uh, quantity. Let's say instead of 100 liter, 125 liters, we round it as 130 liters or 150 liters. Again, there is a configuration behind the screen. We configure this profile and we call this profile here.
Okay, sure.
Our system doesn't have anything, but we can use it. So the rounding values we can enter here. So this two, excuse me. So rounding profile and rounding values are integrated. So with reference to these value, the system will MRP run will create or manipulate the data, the planned order quantity data. So are we clear with MRP one?
Sure. Yes.
Cool. Jumping to,
MRP2.
let me remove these data. When you enter reorder point, the MRP type should be relevant for reorder point. It is not BD. Instead, if you go down, V1, V2, VB, so these to be used when you go for a reorder point planning. I'll just remove these details and hit enter. So I'm on MRP2 now. So MRP2, it's a mix of both MM and PP. Both will keep the values here. Procurement type is nothing but how exactly I'm planning for this material. If I enter E, there's an in-house production. I'm not procuring this material. No production or purchase orders will be created. If I select E, if I select S, it planned orders will be created. If uh, if possible, no, for external procurement, you cannot create a production order. It has to be procured externally.
Sir,
If you say both, what system does is it will create a planned order, and either it can be converted as production order or it can be converted as a purchase order. So this
sir, can you
determines the,
please,
sorry,
sir, in-house production means the raw material which are we using for FG is not
no, no, no.
need to procure from outside. Is that what
Let's
I'm
take
saying?
an example of this material. This material is a finished good, right? So
Hmm.
this material is produced by us. So in this case, we have to select E.
Okay.
When you create a raw material, you have to select F, which is externally procured.
Okay, got it, sir.
Yeah. So now I'll say E. Batch entry is nothing but the batch management. There is a batch management topic in the system, and we this defines if I'm not entering anything batch in goods issue. When you do a goods issue, you have to enter the batch number. When you say one, when you release the production order, manually the system will ask you to enter the batch number. When you say two, batch not required in production order, but during your confirmation process, you have to define a batch. This is for the finished good.
Okay.
And if you entered three, there is configuration behind screen. We have to define how exactly the sequence should be. After defining that, if you select three, automatically the system will create a batch number based on the prefix and the number sequence that we have defined in the system. These are the possible methodologies we can create a batch for a finished good. See, this everything we discuss now is for this material. So I'll just select manual batch. Oh, no, no, no. Manual batch during where it is. Okay, I'll select one. So whenever we create a production order, it will ask for batch number. So we can see that. I'll say 1 here now. And special procurement type. Special procurement type is nothing but uh, every time we don't produce the material. Sometimes we procure it externally, or we subcontract this to another team, other vendor, or we procure it from a different plant of us, or we move it to a different plant. So there are multiple possibilities, right? So those can be achieved with the special procurement type. Let's take an example. Today we have plant one in which part of India you guys are?
Amritsar.
Amritsar.
Yes.
Amritsar. Okay. So let's take an example. We have one plant in. Do you know Tamil Nadu?
Yeah.
Okay. One plant we have in Tamil Nadu. One plant we have in Gujarat. Okay. I think Amritsar. Which state it is?
Punjab, Punjab.
Punjab, cool. So in Punjab we have one plant. In Tamil Nadu we have another plant. When you produce this plant, you can produce anywhere in the country, but it has to you can produce in Punjab, but end of the day when you do a goods receipt, when you move the stock finished good into stock, it has to go to Tamil Nadu plant. So in that case, you will select 40 or 45 where you have to goods receipt it. Or if you want the materials pulled from a different plant, we can use stock transfer 40. So such kind of controls we can use it in the I mean special procurement type. Again, this is a dependency with and PP. Production storage location is nothing but uh, when you do an when you do goods receipt. See, the storage location will be like where it is, where it is, where it is. Okay, PP. Somewhere I showed you, know. Okay. So plant as of now, company code and company and company code. I think this is again 0001. Plant we are using 0001. Storage location again we are using 0001. Sometimes what happen in your system, if you go and see, for finished good they will be having an storage location. For semi-finished they will have a storage location. For cold storage they will have dedicated numbers, and for raw material they have dedicated storage location. We can define where this stock should go, to which storage location this product should go when you do a goods receipt. If I say 002, this will when you do a goods receipt, this will go to this storage location. So we can define that. And backflash is a concept of doing automatic goods issue. If you see the PP process here, there is something called goods issue and goods receipt, right? You don't need to do this manually. Even in SAP, the real-time projects, they don't do the goods issue manually. They will integrate this with the confirmation screen. So this logic is called when you do a confirmation, automatically the goods will be. When I say the goods will be issued, uh, the stock will move from one location to other location, from inventory to shop floor. So this movement will automatically happen when you activate this backflash. Backflash is nothing but automatic goods issue during confirmation. See, please pay attention on this. Some topics might not be clear now, but when we start working with the production orders, you can get to know what exactly these are. Then only you will have the practical knowledge. But as of now, theoretical knowledge is like when you do a goods to make an automatic goods issue, we use backflash. See, the term defines backside of the screen. Behind the screen, it will automatically flush the data. That is backflash.
It will automatically move to inventory management to warehouse.
Yes, you don't need to do this step manually. In MIGO transaction, you don't need to go and do this goods issue. When you do a confirmation, automatically this step will be carried out.
Okay. Okay.
Only if you activate this backflash.
So can we do MIGO operation without doing without configuration confirmation? order?
MIGO operation without doing confirmation. Yes, we can do it because that's the first step. Goods issues step one. After that, we do confirmation. Then we do goods receipt. See, here both are same transaction. How do we differentiate it? There is
No,
something
no.
called ah
Actually, I am saying that you have just said, na, when we do order confirmation, we don't need to do MIGO operation. So if we are not doing production order confirmation and we are only doing MIGO operation, so it can be possible.
yes, yes, it is possible.
Okay, okay, fine, question.
You can do this MIGO and then you can do the confirmation.
Okay,
See, up here for goods issue and goods receipt, for both we have same transaction code, right? How do we differentiate it? How system knows whether it's a goods issue or a goods receipt? Here we have something called movement type. Movement type 261 defines inventory management to shop floor. Movement type 101 101 defines goods receipt. Similar to this, we have 999 types of movement types.
okay. Lot of
Oh,
information.
yeah, for all kind of process from storage location to storage location. If you want to transfer a data, a product, we have a dedicated movement type for it. If you want to move a stock from plant to plant, we have a dedicated movement type for it. In PP, we use this two, 261 and 101. 261 is for goods issue, 101 is for goods receipt. Okay. And default supply area, when you have warehouse management, the supply area we define it, will cover in the process flow. And JIT delivery schedule, it's just in time. It's again, this indicator will help us to define whether we have just in time or it is not. Mostly depends on client's requirement. If they have JIT implemented, this will be enabled. And storage like location for external procurement. If this material is procured externally, whatever storage location you enter here, the stock will move to that storage location. Co-product is nothing but co-product. It's a different concept in SAP, which is called in petroleum industries we use it co-product byproducts. So whether this material is a co-product or not, do you have co-product byproduct in your industry?
Yeah, actually, some of
Yeah.
byproducts are there, but co-products, I don't think so.
Sorry.
We have byproducts, not
Ah, okay,
co-products.
okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, we can discuss about that. And bulk material, as I said, sometimes these can be a bulk material. If so, we'll enable this bulk check mark. And stock determination group, it's for so they will determine the group of stocks together. So that will have some values like uh, group 1, group 2, or depends on client requirement. Material master team will define something here. And moving to scheduling, in-house production days. If I say 10 days here, when I create a production order for this material, it will take 10 days of hours. 10 days it will take for the production period. If I create a production order with start date is today, end date will be after 10 days. In-house production days of this material. And planned delivery time, this is for raw materials and semi-finished good which procured externally. Based on this, the available time for an material will be calculated. If I want to procure material A from a vendor A, and if I say here this material I'm procuring from a vendor, if I say 3, it will take 3 days for us to get the product. So
Sure.
when you create an MRP run, the system will say after 3 days only this material will be available. You can start production after 3 days. So this kind of calculation happens. So GR processing time is nothing but goods receipt processing time. Usually in SAP, if we have any dedicated quality process in goods receipt, we set it as 1 day. So quality management team has to do their goods quality process post production. So which will also be considered in production order, start date and end date. And planning calendar. Planning calendar is one more master data for us in PP, but we never, most of the time, we don't consider it as an uh, factory calendar.
Hello.
Factory calendar, yeah,
Prabhakar sir, can we continue the rest of the master data tomorrow? Because we
yeah. I
thought
think we
the
are running out of time. Yeah,
invite was still 11:30, so we had scheduled some other meetings.
sorry.
We received the invite from 10:30 to
Yeah,
11:30. Yeah.
got
So
you,
we had
got you.
scheduled
We are,
the meeting.
yep, yep, yep. Sure. Tomorrow we can continue this session.
Okay,
So
okay.
as of
One
now,
another
we are in.
one request I'd say. Can
Uh-huh.
we have this Excel file and the recording by today itself?
Can you reach her? She'll be sharing with you.
Who will be sharing this?
Um, what's her name? I missed. Aditi. Aditi can share you.
Okay, 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 okay.
Organize.
Sure.
Huh?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Take care, both of you. Bye bye. See, I suggest you to explore whatever we discuss here in
Yeah,
your system. You have ECC now, so explore the data. And I request you to get an sandbox access from your team. Whatever we learn here, you can try it out there.
actually, sir, you are teaching us, and we are simultaneously we are doing also whatever you are opening the platforms like
No, no, but
master.
see which system you have for testing.
No, no. Actually, this is my boss ID. I don't save anything, but I can open. He has given me his ID. So
No, no, no.
it's
What? See, I'll tell you something. There is something called Sandbox. Sandbox is
sand.
an demo system. Yeah, I'll write it down here. Sandbox.
No, actually, I
Sand.
know about sandbox.
Ah.
I'm going to say something. Actually, we are using ECC right now,
Mm-hmm.
but we are going to implement S4 HANA very soon,
Okay.
within
Mm-hmm.
coming 1 or 2 months. Okay,
Okay.
so all the systems are going to be changed and improved. So
No, no, no. What I can say is, see, you need some system to have a hands-on. This session will not long for 20 days. In 20 days, I can complete the session. In this
okay,
20 days, I want you guys to have some hands-on experience. Get an sandbox of ECC and start working on it. If you start doing the testing on the system that I'm showing you today, there are a lot
sure,
of dependencies, as I told, right? If there is any error comes in, we need material master team to fix that error, or finance team to fix that error. If you
okay,
take a sandbox system of yours, your team
mm,
can help you out if you have any dependency errors.
yeah, exactly. Okay, I
Okay,
will follow your advice. Thank you.
perfect.